channel. I did get that sent out, so you should be getting that anytime. I'm gonna show you something that's in the shop. It's a cute pot, but we're gonna create something different to put in the pot. And we're gonna be using painter's tape, wire, and paint. So this is gonna be a fun one. You are definitely gonna wanna stick around for the whole thing because we're gonna have fun. You are definitely going to want to make some of these. They're gonna be super easy, and so I can't wait to see how they turn out. I'm gonna walk you through the process multiple times because we're gonna probably create multiple ones of them. That didn't make sense, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. So how are you? Happy Friday. I'm back. I was out of town this week. We missed our Wednesday live, the Friday fun live today at 10 because I had to take Parker back to the ENT because he's still having issues with his bloody nose. So welcome. We're going to use tape, wire, and paint to create something absolutely amazing. I have something to show you first though. This is our Daisy Makes kit for the month of, what is it? Is next month May? Goodness gracious, can y'all believe it's May already? Is it almost May? How in the world is it almost May? Hello, Robin. Hello, Deanna. How are you, Vicky? Deanna, I always mess that up. Hi, Lori. Hi, Michelle. Y'all check this out. So I'm over on YouTube. That's terrible picture right there. Let me just tell you, it is so hard to photograph acrylic, but this has acrylic on it. We should probably turn the camera around. How about that? That way you can actually see. There you go. There you go. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Michelle. We the People. It's like the torn Constitution, you guys. It is under acrylic, okay? So you have this piece, you have your acrylic or your Constitution piece that looks like torn. We can do this so many ways. And then you have your acrylic, and then you have these that look like they're bolts that are holding it together. This is fun. So if you are not in the craft subscription box, you need to join us. This one's fun. There's also some etching right here. Oh, look, see how you can see the camera? This is a quill and pen, or it's a feather pen with ink. Sorry, the acrylic is so hard to photograph. It picks up absolutely everything. I love this. This is going to be perfect for 4th of July, Memorial Day. Oh, well, 4th of July. This one would be perfect. So love this one. If you're not in it, you need to be joining because we have some special stuff going on next week. If you guys remember, book lunch is next Wednesday. We're like 5 days, 6 days, I don't know how many days away. Whatever next Wednesday is book lunch day. So the book's gonna be out, A Slice of Joy. And we're gonna have a party all week. There's gonna be some specials for if you join now through next week. You're gonna get some extra bonuses inside the subscription box. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff going on next week. So join us now for this. This will ship May 15th. Last month we shipped it by May 10th though. We shipped May 10th last month. So we got it out a little bit early. So we crafted a little bit early. May 1st. May 1st is the launch day. Isn't that fun? I'm so happy. Hey Pam, it's so good to see you. Yeah, we had to go to Dallas and celebrate Big B and all the things. So we have a piece here. Now I'm gonna put this piece together for you, but then I'm gonna show you, we're gonna make some plants, some plant leaves out of this tape, this painter's tape, and wire, okay? So you're gonna see how to do that. However, I want, we might be able to use what I have out. Okay, so these are the colors we're gonna make our plant leaves. We have well, this is called foliage. It's like an olive green. Then we have kind of a limey green. It's called sublime lime. And then we have mountain forest. So we're just gonna use kind of a combination of those. How this goes together, let's just go ahead and glue these together because these are gonna be here. And then let's go ahead and stick them in there. We don't even need to probably glue them down, do we? So then you're gonna have your flower pot like this. Okay, you see how it's flower pot and it has a hole in the middle of it, and you get these so you can dress these up some and you can decorate both sides. Okay, so this is the interchangeable flower pot. These will work perfectly with our interchangeable flowers, but I'm going to show you something different. You are here, yay Robin, I'm so glad you got to join us. And then it also comes with some ribbon bow that if you want to decorate that, you can put that on there. This is going to be fun. The only thing that we need to paint is the base, okay? Is the base in the front and the back. You do not need to paint these, but I want you to stick around because once I get these painted, I think these are the same no matter how they go together. Let me make sure. They are good. Let's just, yeah, let's do that. And then we're gonna paint these. So I'm gonna do, we do have energy. Is it blurry for you? This isn't my shop. Now remember, we've started something new with all the things in my shop. Number one, sprinkle this video out so everybody else can see, because we only have until midnight tonight that this is 20% off. This is 20% off. So from now on going forward, anything that I create live will be on sale for you through midnight that night. It is blurry. I don't know why it's blurry. I don't know why it's blurry. I am not on my Wi-Fi. So I have a dried clay, I have a spiced berry, and I have a burnt sienna. We're gonna put those on the base, and then we're going to put some Mod Podge, and we're gonna crackle this because I think it's gonna look really cool, and then we're gonna put white over it. Hey Kim, how are you? And then we're gonna make the flowers, the plants. Is it blurry for you as well? Let's see if that helps. Let's see if that helps. Does it help? I don't know. Does it help? Let's see. Did it help at all, my friends? Like a signal thing. You can see you. It's better now. Better, better, better. Okay, good. Better, better, better. I like better. So let me go ahead and get my first coat of, like I said, we're going to do a few different colors of this brown terracotta-y color, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Good, good, good. Weird. I got on my Wi-Fi. I got off of it because the boys are video gaming, and I'm like, I don't want to be on it because, you know, it always messes up. So I got off of it, but apparently I just needed to be on it. All right, we don't need to paint this top part because it's going to be covered up by this. So let's just get a good coat of this terracotta color on here. And then we're going to go kind of dry brush some other colors on it. That way it shows through a little bit when we begin to do our crackle effect. I know that this is nothing new that you guys have seen. Just using a little bit of Mod Podge for the crackle. How are you? How are you? It is so good to be crafting back with you guys. We had a really good time in Dallas celebrating Big B. And now it doesn't matter how much you try to prep before you go out of town. It never seems to be enough. And then I just feel like we're spending a lot of catch-up time coming back. New to you! I'm super excited. And you guys, this whole process of making these plant leaves are gonna be so fun to you. All right, I'm gonna just use my same brush here. There's no reason to get a new one. And I'm gonna just dry brush some different color. Okay, this is just kind of a darker color. And y'all, this looks good like this, honestly. But we're gonna put white over this. I want these colors to shine through on the crackle. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the spiced berry as well. Okay, I think that's good. So now let's do a little bit of the spiced berry. Let's get this dry though before we stir it. It's clear now. Yay, I'm so glad it's clear. I think we're gonna drive down towards Oklahoma this weekend and see James, so that's gonna be fun. It's been busy. We have a tornado watch right now. You guys, it is sunny, it is beautiful, and we have a tornado watch right now. Yeah, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season, right? All right, now I have this spiced berry that I'm gonna put on top of it. It's kind of a reddish color. We're gonna use that and try to get it in. It actually isn't very, well, yeah, it's different. I was gonna say it wasn't much different than this one, but it is once you get it on there. Got a paint booger. All right, let's get a little bit more on here. You do until 9. That's what, yeah. Yep. Crazy. Like I said, 'tis the season, right? You guys, this looks really cool without even doing the crackle effect on it right now. If you just want to dry brush some different colors on your terracotta pot, that would look really cool. All right, I think that's all we're gonna do on that. I'm not sure if, you know what, I think we will. Let's do our bow. You have warnings for storms and 50-mile-an-hour winds. It is windy. It's not 50 mile. I think ours is only about 20 right now. Stay safe, my friend. That's probably why it was blurry when we hopped on. How about, I'm gonna do the base and I'm gonna do my bow. Let's go ahead. I'm debating. Should we crackle the base or should we not crackle the base? He thought it was funny that you, in a sweet way, that you knew what terracotta was. That's funny. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Should we crackle the base or not crackle the base? To crackle or not to crackle? What's the verdict? So I'm putting spiced berry on this. It is kind of a mixture of all the colors though, because I'm using the same brush. Crackle? Okay, let's do crackle then. Let's go ahead and get another brush, since this one has the dark on it. All right, let's go ahead and get the terracotta color down first. And then we'll go and add some more of the other color. A little bit of the brown, dry brush some of that on there. I say dry brush, but that's not really dry brushing when I'm putting it on top of wet paint. Yes, I will be doing fall flowers. I think Christmas, I'll have some poinsettia ones. Yes, there will be. For sure. And I don't think I got that brown kind of dark enough. Oop, there's a dark spot. All right, now let's get some of this spiced berry on it. Okay, I think that's good. This is gonna be so fun. Now, what I'm showing you today, we're gonna make plant leaves, okay? Not necessarily flowers, but we're gonna make some plant leaves out of tape. So grab some painter's tape. You're gonna want some that's wider instead of skinnier, because you want these leaves to, or your plant leaves, yeah. Definitely order when I'm done, because you can get this for 20% off. So from now on, one of the new things that we have started doing here on the page is that any day I am live, if I'm crafting a product, I'm not always crafting a product, but if I'm crafting a product, then you will get 20% off of that product until midnight, okay? 20% off through midnight. Yep, Robin just put that on there with the link. So remember that. If you ever see me crafting something and you're like, oh, that's kind of cute, I kind of like it, you need to jump on it because it's 20% off. You guys, I don't do 20% off very often. I think our subscription box group gets VIP or gets 10% off of orders all the time when you're in the subscription box group. And then if you're in the VIP group, you get 15% off all the time. So this is an additional, this is a great deal. She is the bomb, isn't she? Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. She's amazing. She's our super girl. All right. I got lots of paint here on the edge. Hold on one second. That's making a mess. Now we need this to be dry so that we can put on Mod Podge. And then we're gonna let it dry a little bit, and then we're gonna put some white paint on it. Let's go ahead and get some white paint out. Maybe. It obviously doesn't want to come out because I never unclogged this from last time. I was live last time and said, I need to unclog that, and I didn't. So it's still clogged. I just walked away from it. And I haven't crafted for, gosh, when was I live last crafting? Was it a week ago? Has it been a week already? Oh man. It's been a week already. All right, let's get a bunch of Mod Podge out here. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's find a decent brush. Let's put some Mod Podge on these. Okay. And then we're going to let these dry a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but we're going to let it dry for the most part. And then we're going to put white over it. And then we're gonna watch it crackle. Hopefully it crackles. Because I have definitely had it not crackle before when I have tried to get it to crackle. I've missed you guys. And I have so much fun stuff planned for you guys next week. I'm super excited. We have the book launch, and so I just thought, you know what? We're just gonna have a party all week long. Why not, right? Who's excited for the book? Anybody excited for the book? I'm super excited. My mom read it and she's like, Beth, I am not just telling you this because you're my daughter. She's like, but you did a really good job. I love it. Turned out so good. So I'm super excited about that. Oh, is Debbie's profile pic one of the bee projects? Maybe it is. It is. Are you excited, Debbie? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're gonna get this most of the way dry, and then we're gonna play with our tape and our wires. Now, when we get to the next part, you can use any wire, but you're gonna want it to be a little bit flexible, so that you're gonna be able to see why. Because you know, none of the flowers or petals or leaves on any of our plants are like stick straight, and so you want it to be flexible. Robin's excited, Debbie's excited, I'm super excited. All right, let's do it. Let's get some white paint on these now. Let's see. There's the brush I was looking for. Let's see how this one works. Refabbed or Nicole, welcome Laura, both great people. I love Refab. Brooke is, I'm in her mastermind. Love Nicole, absolutely love Nicole. Met her at the mastermind because she is in it with me. So welcome, my friend. I'm super excited to have you here. So we're just gonna do a pretty decent coat of white. And y'all, I hope this stuff works out. You know, there are times when I've tried to craft alive and it hasn't worked the way I've wanted it to. So we'll see. If it doesn't work, we're just gonna do some sanding. How about that? So when you do this technique, you need color on the bottom. You need a color that you want to show through when it's crackling. And then you want a coat of glue, Mod Podge, anything like that. You don't need to pay a lot of money for a fancy like crackle medium. I mean, I guess you probably could if you want to, and it's going to maybe give it a little bit of a better effect, but this way works really well. I'm not using hairspray. I've never seen the hairspray technique. I actually think I saw Christy from Christy's Craft Room doing that, and I was like, but I didn't stick around. I was doing something when I was scrolling. I was checking something or answering something and got distracted and watched for a little bit, but I was like, oh, I need to get back to what I was doing. So I didn't try. I need to try to remember what that is, or I need to go back and see what that is, that technique. All right, let's clean up my mess before I dry it on the table with. All right, fingers crossed this works, okay? Let's dry. There it goes, there it goes. It's gonna dry. You did one with hairspray. I'm gonna have to see how that worked with hairspray. It's working, it's a crackling. Can you see it crackling a little bit? Whoops, let's not get that on there. Oop, we're gonna bubble it too much there. I don't want it to bubble, I just want it to crackle. So, I don't think it's gonna crackle as much as I want it to. So we may take some sand, my little gator brush here. And I believe the thickness of your Mod Podge is going to make a difference as well. It's a bubbling. I don't want it to bubble, I want it to crackle. You see it starting to crackle there? I don't know. This might not work. Ooh, that one's starting to work. And that one's just drying on its own. Check it out. See how it's starting to crackle around the edges there? That's fun. We'll just make that our front one. If this one doesn't crackle as much as that one, we'll just pick whichever one crackled. Cross fingers and toes, right? Oh yeah, it's crackling more. So this heat gun I have, look, I'm burning my table. This heat gun I have doesn't get super, super hot. And so it probably takes a little bit longer to crackle. It's working though. So how about this? I'm gonna let this kind of dry on its own. Yeah, this one's crackling really good. And look, it's doing it on its own. So sometimes we have to be patient and let things happen on their own, and maybe that's what we should do. Yes, you like to make yours bubble and then sand off, snap, crackle, pop. Right, we did that technique, oh man, a few years ago. Whoop, got some. We did that technique a few years ago on some pumpkins, to where if you, you can do it with paint. You don't even have to do it with Mod Podge underneath it. But if you go to dry it and it starts bubbling, let it bubble and pop. And it gives a really cool effect on pumpkins. Like, it makes them look warty and stuff like that. So super, super cool. I don't know if it's gonna crackle much more, but that's all right. Let's let it bubble some and do kind of what Robin was saying. Let's get it really close. See how this one's starting to crackle? It's sure not wanting to, though. This one doesn't want to at all. Okay, check this out. If you can see the bubbles on there. See the bubbles on there? So if you let that kind of happen, so this may take a totally different avenue of what we were thinking, and that's okay, because this is going to look cool. So once that bubbles up, and we sanded off some, it's gonna show some of that color through. So it's gonna have some crackling and bubbling. We'll just kind of mix the two. How about that? You learned it from the pumpkin and now you do it on all kinds of stuff. Yeah. It works amazing on pumpkins. I should have used regular glue maybe. Woo! All right, we're gonna let these dry on their own a little bit. And so for the next piece, we're gonna make some plant leaves. They're gonna be tall plant leaves. And I actually saw some when I was in Dallas this weekend. I don't know what they're called. I could probably Google it and let you know. But we're gonna do plant leaves. We're gonna use tape. So you're gonna want a thicker painter's tape, okay? Not like a 1 inch, or I would do, this is probably 2.5 inch maybe. All right. I don't know that these are gonna crackle the way I want them to, but that's okay. Let's set them up here. Let them dry. And let's go ahead and work on our plant leaves that we're gonna stick in there. So I burnt this table, you guys. It's so funny. So it's hot enough to burn the table, but not to crackle the way I want. We did have a really good trip. We really, really did, yes. He got Employee of the Year, totally, well, it was several people, like in his location, he got Employee of the Year. Several people across the system, you know, he did in his location, in that, like, department, I guess is the right word. So yeah, super excited. It was a lot of fun. If you saw pictures, he was all dressed up. I was all dressed up. He had to go buy a suit. It's just not his thing. He was so glad for it to be over because it's not his thing. All right, so this is the middle of our piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and just glue it together. And then this is what we're gonna stick inside our base. And then we're gonna put a pot on this side and a pot on this side. Thank you, my friend. We're gonna put a pot on this side and a pot on this side, and so all of this right here is what we're gonna stick our plant interchangeables in and things like that. So we do have flowers in the shop that you can do this with. So we're gonna do these. Let's just shoot for about that tall. Let's see, about that tall. Do I have wire cutters down here? I know I do somewhere. It's okay. This is pretty, this is very flexible wire. You want it to bend. You don't want it to be too stiff though, because then it's just too hard to work with. Let's create a few of these, and we might even do some smaller ones with these. We're gonna create an odd number. How about that? I'm cutting these about a foot. About a foot. Let's see. So we'll do maybe 4, 8. Let's see what 8 of them does. All right, now the fun part. Y'all ready to see how this comes? How thick is this wire? I don't even know. Let me see if it says on the package. I don't think it does though. It does not. It did come from Amazon though, so I can search for it in my history, and I can definitely, I can share it with you. Let me move this stuff out of the way real quick. All right. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get these pretty straight. They don't have to be straight. We're gonna bend them and stuff once we're done making the leaves. But for now, I want them to be mostly straight. Those aren't crackling, you guys. Oh well, a fail for the day. It's all right. All right, so we're gonna take some paint. or some painter's tape, about this long. And we're gonna put this in the middle of it, okay? You know how in the middle of your plants they have that, the vein? That's what we're gonna create here. And that's probably even too low. Oh shoot. Let's just throw that piece away. I don't want these too long. I mean, this isn't a huge pot. Let's see. Let's do them about that tall. And that gives us enough to stick in our pot. Their things are smaller than you're thinking. Yeah, I definitely do understand that. So you do want to go past the tip, okay? We're going to kind of cut this to form all right, you see how I did that? Okay. And I think it's really cool that we did green because it's definitely going to make the painting a little bit easier. Like if you had blue painter's tape, it might be a little bit more difficult to cover up with paint because we're going to put paint over these and make them look like leaves. This is going to be super cool. I saw something very similar online and wish I could give credit to who it was, but I didn't keep track of that. These are not straight going in. You can tell they're not completely straight. I'm fine with that. But if it worries you, you can spend a little bit of extra time and make sure that they're straight. Straight in the middle of your tape anyway. So now that we have this in here, this is going to help us create some dimension on our petals, our leaves, so they can bend and things like that. Because you know, none of these are perfect, like straight up tall. Oh, I got some crinkles in that one. I might be able to get them out. We'll just make sure that's the bottom side. How about that? What y'all think so far? Think it's gonna look cool? I would love for you to sprinkle the video to someone else that loves crafting, loves all the things. Because remember, we don't just do crafting here. We do all kinds of fun stuff. And I'm super excited about my book coming out next week. Hey Simone, how are you? This is a fun project that you hopped on for. If I can get my tape to work right. Oops. All right, well, oops. Hold on. Let's put this tear up at the top where we're gonna actually cut it. All right, we got these 4 little ones now. These won't take. You're interested in how these come to life? I hope they turn out really cool. Yeah, I was at the hotel this week and I saw these exact plants and was like, oh my goodness, that's them. And you can do these so many different colors, but just stick with green. You want it to be a variation of a green, okay? Now these are not, like the sticky side from this one is coming back or showing. Thank you, Deanna. That's okay, because remember, we're gonna cut these. We're gonna cut these to a point like a top of a leaf kind of grows. So don't worry. I mean, you want to try to get your you want to try to get it. Ooh, looky there. We don't need that one that long. I want to leave enough at the bottom so I can stick them into my flower pot. Okay. So I'm making these a little bit longer, but that's okay. Oh my goodness. This one just wants to stick to me. 2 more. Thank you, my friend. Next week is going to be a fun week here on the page, so make sure if you are on my email list, I will be sending emails. If you are in my, who here got a Facebook notification that I was live? So I have that. Make sure that you are on all the things. Oop, that one crinkled again too. I don't really want these that creases in them, but we'll just put those to the back side because we don't craft perfect around here. Yay, you did. Make sure that you are on our Facebook channel. The broadcast channel, I think is what they call it. All right, now let's do some painting. How about that? Yay, Jana did too. Good, good, good. All right, I'm gonna just cut down here at the bottom and make these all straight as best you can. They don't have to be perfect again. I'm just cutting up to each edge and then tearing it so it's flat like that. And actually we probably don't even need, yeah, because it's a little bit wider at the base. I'm trying to think of how they look. Let's just do it without it and see how that looks. So we're going to cut kind of some wave like this. We're going to cut it to a point up at the top, okay? See how I did that? Kind of looks like a feather. A leaf. A leaf is what we're going for. And that needs to probably be cut a little bit more because there's some sticky showing. There we go. So you probably don't need to cut the bottom. You can trim it when you do this step. It is going to want to stick to your scissors for sure. See how I did that? Pretty cool. We're gonna do all of them. Like I said, I have 8 here. I'm not sure how many are gonna fit in our little pot that we created, but if we need more, we can make more, or we could put some other, I'm gonna try to come up with some other ways that we can use the same concept for different kind of leaves. We'll see how that turns out. But let's see how this looks first. I do need to trim this down here the way I did. It is just better to get it up. Look, thank you for sharing that broadcast channel, my friend. Thank you. So appreciate that. So I'm kind of going wavy, and I'm going up past the, I'm going up past the wire. I'm going to show you here on this one. So the wire ends here on this one, but I cut it that long, okay? This one's pretty flat at the bottom, so I don't really need to do anything. So I'm just making some wavy lines. Oop, you want them smooth. I just had one there that wasn't quite smooth, so we had to recut it. Hold on, these like to stick together. But kind of think about when you have a plant, and some of you guys might have this plant at your house, how the leaf would look. I mean, it's going to come to a point like that at the top. So just consider how that would look in real life, and that's kind of what you're trying to go for. So now you can see why you wanted some like 2-inch or 3-inch tape. That way you have enough room to cut your design in it. Although it might be pretty cool as well to create some really skinny ones. That might be kind of fun. We might have to play with that some. All right, this one I can't really go up higher because it's not, my tape didn't overlap enough. Oops. I know. It keeps wanting to stick to itself, and yeah. It's definitely a tangled mess. All right. It shouldn't stick too much together now. So, all right. Let's get a piece of paper real quick so I can paint these. We'll just use this. I want to paint some of these darker. So let's do some with the mountain forest. It's this darker green that I have. Let's get some of that out. Oh, maybe it's gone. Nope. Although that's not super dark. Holly green. Nope. I don't want holly. I think this will work. It's fine. There's another mountain forest. I think it'll be fine. And then we're going to use some of this olive color. And then we're going to have some lime green that we're going to kind of add on as like some highlights and things like that. So here you can see the three colors that we're going to use. Okay. All right. Hopefully, this comes together better than the crackle, because it's not crackling at all. So that's okay. We're gonna sand it down and we're gonna make it cute. Let's get some flat brushes. How about that? We probably only need 3 since we only have 3 colors, but. All right, so remember, tape, wire, okay? That's it. So let's go ahead and paint some dark on this. Now, you may want to take a couple coats of paint. That's why the green painter's tape really works well with this, because you can kind of go with the green that's already on there and then just kind of give it some extra color. But we're gonna incorporate all of these colors. Oh, look, we missed one. Hold on. And I may not use all 8 of these. We're just gonna have to play with them inside our flower pot and see kind of what looks better. Now you're gonna wanna paint both sides of these because you're gonna be able to see both sides. But we're just gonna get a pretty good coat of this green on here for now, and then we'll go back and do the other side, and then we'll start incorporating some darker shades in there and lighter shades. Look at that. They looking like leaves already? I think so. And so there were some crinkles in this, and I think it looks okay. It just looks kind of like the crease in the leaf. I think it's okay. Obviously, the more you could avoid them, the better, but I think it's okay. They're gonna work. Why is there like white in this brush? All right, let's get this dried a little bit. Whoops. Just unplug that since it's fell. I think they're going to turn out really cute, aren't they? This one's dry, so let's go ahead and put a second coat on here. They're drying really fast, so we may not need to use our heat gun. I kind of wanted a darker color, but maybe we can just add some black into that. See that? we may just add some black into it, or some brown. Brown would probably be best. But maybe once we get the different colors, I mean, once we put some lime green on this, it might really kind of tone down the color of it a little bit. But these leaves are naturally pretty bright anyway. And remember, we are going to do the back of them because you're going to be able to see them when they're standing upright. So you want to make sure you get the back of them as well. So yes, Robin just posted the link. We are going to put these in a little flower pot that I just loaded into the shop for you guys that you can use to put these in. You can use the interchangeable flowers on the website. You can put silk flowers in them, but that's what we're going to put these in. If you want a pot to stick these in, this is the perfect one. All right, we might have to dry these a little bit now. They're looking good though. They're looking good. Oh, that's looking good. I would definitely recommend the green painter's tape. So if you don't use the green painter's tape, you're probably going to have to put a coat of white, like maybe some chalk paint or something like that on them. It's going to be hard to cover up with green if you get any other color of painter's tape. Oh, these are looking good, you guys. They're looking so good. Alright, they're mostly dry, so let's go ahead and paint the other side now. I like that you can see some of the green through it. You can see some of the light green because now it doesn't look like it's painted. I like that. I like it. I like it. All right, this one might be a little bit wet. Let's start with the bigger ones because we did those first. Go ahead and get a coat on those. Maybe we'll just get a thicker coat this time and just let it dry a little bit more. You know how the underside of the leaf is always a little bit brighter than the top of the leaf, so we can maybe just get by with one coat on the back side. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get by with one coat on the back side. These you could leave in and put flowers in with them. You don't have to just, I'm just going to keep this as a planter, like just with these, but you could definitely incorporate some flowers in with them if you wanted. So the creases, you know how kind of it creased on me when I was putting it together? It kind of looks like just more veins. See how it looks like more veins? How cool, you guys. How cool, how cool. That one's a little bit wet at the top. Let's let it dry a little bit more. Okay, we got 3 more. Ooh, I kind of like the where it crinkled. Looks kind of cool where it crinkled there. I kind of like that. Right? So I shape them in the pot, and I think I'm gonna put, I have some moss that I'm gonna put around it in the pot to make it look, just to fill in maybe where we have like gaps and stuff in the pot. We're gonna do that. All right, we have 1 more. And then we'll get these dry. Hold on, this one has a little wet spot at the top. And then we'll add some of the olive green and then some of the light green. I think they're gonna look cute in the pot, but we're gonna definitely fix the pot up a little bit because we need to sand it down. It did not crackle the way I wanted. It didn't crackle anymore. It didn't crackle anymore at all. So that's okay. We're gonna sand it down. We'll make sure we have the right sanding in my little thing here. Let all that dry just for a second. Let's see. We'll use some 120. Well, maybe I want to use an 80. There's an 800, 140, 80. Let's use an 80. Has a little bit more grit to it, and I really want the white to come off so we can see the, like I put 3 colors underneath the pot, or underneath the white, and I want to be able to see what those are. I want them all to shine through. All right, so these are the backs. I'm only, let's see. I thought about only putting the different colors on the front side, but we may do both sides. We'll just have to see how it turns out. I'm looking for a foam brush. All right, now let's have fun with these. Let's go ahead and turn that over. Let's see. Let's do some light color right now. And let's kind of at that. Isn't that so cool? Oh my goodness, I love it. So I'm kind of dry brushing on a little bit. And then I'm going to go back over with some of the olive color too. It looks kind of yellow with the, it's like a lime green, but I'm gonna get quite a bit in the center, because you know how sometimes the center is where it's a little bit lighter on plant leaves like this. I'm only doing one side right now. We could even add, I think I am gonna do some dark. Maybe add a little bit of brown into the green. Maybe. Let's go with some olive color right now and see what that does. The mother-in-law? Is that what you think this is? I'm not sure. Oh, that makes it all the difference. Look at that. So you can see all 3 colors in that now. Isn't that cool? Oops, that's the wrong side. I love that. Look at that. A snake plant? Is that what this is? Very cool. Hello, Brenda. How are you? What do you think? Are there any other colors that we should add into it? It's funny you confuse the snake plant with the mother-in-law plant. That's so funny. Maybe they're both one and the same. I don't know. Should we add any other colors to it? They remind you of a snake leaf plant? Yeah, I know what the plant looks like. I just didn't know what it was named. You guys are probably right. You are probably absolutely right. A little white. So should we add the white around the edges, more on the inside? Where do you think we should add some white? I'm thinking a little white too. Let me look up a snake leaf plant. Oh, why did I do that on there? Let me look up the snake leaf plant real quick. I think you're right, a little bit of white. It is the same thing. Good to know. Let's go ahead and put these over here. Let me look and see. Yellow on the tips, okay. Snake plant. Is that what it's called? A Dracena trifascatia. Fuscatia. I don't know. Oh, so they kind of have like what looks like lines this way. Let's do something like that with this light yellow or this lime green. Kind of looks like that. I think it does give it a little bit more when you put it across this way. But we can definitely do some white too. Isn't that cool? Oh my goodness. I think I'm in love. I think we will add some white, but where should we add the white? Should we add the white kind of like we're doing this right here? Should that be how we add some white? Kind of like the opposite cross way. Yeah? You guys like them? Does it look real? How fun. Y'all, it was tape, wire, and paint. Seriously. Who'd have ever thought? We'll add some white around the edges. I think that's a good idea. We'll add some white around the edges. Okay, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. This one is not. Towards the middle, towards the top in the middle. Okay, kind of like where, okay, we'll do that. We'll add some white. Whoops. It's wanting to bend on me. Looky there, I got it all over. Just add a little bit of white. You know what we could do with the white? We could put it on with a sponge. That would be fun. Let me hold it right. So you can do the back as well if you want. We're gonna see what these look like. I may end up putting them in and being like, oh, I think I want the back done. We're just gonna have to see. All right, one more. Oop, that was a lot of yellow on that one. That sublime lime or whatever color it was. Those look so cool, you guys. So you think some white now? I'm nervous to do the white. I'm nervous to do the white. We're gonna do it though. We're gonna do it. I'm nervous. We should put some white on the backside. Okay, tell me, is that too much? Is that too much? That might be too much. That might be too much. Let's just add some white down the middle like that. Let's cover this white back up. Oh, we might have ruined this one. No, I don't think so. I think we got it. That might have made it even better, actually. You think it's too much? That's what I'm wondering. Let's do a tad bit down the middle. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's get a lot off my hand. Maybe just a tad bit. Maybe just a little. Like you can barely see it. You can barely see it. Just a little bit. Right? So glad there's a replay. Thank goodness for Facebook for that, right? I think I'm just doing the whole thing, and I'm just adding just a little bit all across it. Oop, that one was done. Like you can see, I have barely dipped my paint in the white again. That I think really made it look quite a bit more real. We need a little bit more. Oh yeah, I think that made a difference. So just play around with all the different greens you can use. That one might have too much white in it. Oops, wrong way. Oops, wrong way. There you go. I'm thinking, however, we should tone down the back a little bit with some of this olive. Because these are going to be standing up a little bit. You know how the... So I think we should do the back a little bit more toned down. I'm not doing a huge coat on back. I'm just kind of dry brushing some of the olive color. This is a cool concept. I cannot wait to see you guys paint yours. Share them inside the private group. You guys know we have it. Well, it's like a public group. I mean, you just have to ask to be a part of it, but it's a public group where you guys can share all the creations that you guys create. And it doesn't always have to be things that I've shown here on the page. It can definitely be anything that you're creating, anything that you want to give inspiration to people. So use it. That is your community. It's there for you guys to use. I think we definitely needed the green on the back. Okay, so am I freezing? I'm almost done. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes we just need to see a picture of something. Like I may do this way, and someone else is going to do it completely. Well, I mean, it's just going to be different because just like our painting style, each of us have a, you know, our unique fingerprint. Our painting style is the same way. And so someone may look at this like I've done it and be like, oh, it's okay. I like it. It's all right. And then someone else may paint it and it may actually be like turn out so totally different. And then someone sees a picture and they're like, oh my gosh, that is really cute. See how those bubbles just sanded off right there? This looks like an aged terracotta pot for sure. I love it. You can't really tell the different colors I used. I love the dots on it though. I'm using a pretty heavy grit sandpaper. Like I said, this is an 80. And we'll use whichever one on the front looks the best. That's the great thing about reversible things, right? Whichever one looks the best. That's the one we'll use. Ooh, look at that bubble. Ooh, that's cool. That's what I want. Oh yeah, that's what I want on my pot, actually. See how that came off? And this one, I think we might be able to get that look on a little bit more. Let's try it a little bit more. Maybe not. I think we're just gonna go with it. You could Mod Podge this pot. You could do so many things. You don't have to do what I'm doing. All right, let's get our moss. I'm thinking Spanish moss. I'm thinking Spanish moss, okay, versus something that is green, okay, because I don't want to take away from the green that we have. Oh, I should have painted all the edges of these, shouldn't I? Oh, was too worried about it not crackling. I didn't even worry about that. That's okay, it'll wipe right off. So this little pot, you can get, it's $12, but you can get it for under $10 just through midnight, okay? Just through midnight. And I'm not gonna paint the edges of those because we don't have the edges of these painted. All right, let's see how we can get this to come together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and, so I got paint down on my edges. Hold on, let me scrape some of that paint off so my thing will get in there. Don't cut toward yourself, Beth. That's what my mother would say, right? There we go. So I don't even need to glue it in there. That's pretty tight. It wasn't until I got paint down on it. There we go. Well, squeeze it down in there. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, well, I'm gonna make that a little bit more not so tight for you. This side went and this side isn't. But there's a space there for it. It's because I got paint in it. You know what we can do? Here it's going. There we go. Oop, it went too much. I feel like this is a fail today, you guys. You ever have days like that? There we go. We all have days like that. There we go. It's in. Okay. Now, let's make this be our front. I want this one to be my front and this one to be my front. Look how cool that looks. Oh my goodness. And then remember we did our little bow. Oh my goodness. Let's glue this all together. So we just want glue on these, okay? You don't want to get it down in here because if you put anything into it right away, it's going to stick. You don't want it to stick to like your plants. All right. There we go. Super cute. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and glue this side on while we're here. And well, that one's drying, and then we'll glue the face on. So just make sure it matches up to all the sides. There we go. See? We can paint the sides too. It's a test. It's only a test. All right, we want this one on the top here. This is our front. And then this is going to be our back. I'll probably dry brush some white around the edges. We're going to go ahead and do that while we're live. I'm going to dry brush some white around the edges. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest pot? We just need a little bit of paint. We're just going to put it right up to the top and just let it sit for a second. It's made to go right to the top, so the edges of your wire or your is that the super sticky glue you get from Amazon? Yep. Stick fast, maybe. If I can hold it. Oops. If I can show it to you right. Hold on. It doesn't want to stay in my hand. Yes, stick fast. Look how cute that is. Oh my goodness. You could make this any color, you guys. You do not have to do it. All right, you see how we're just going to dry brush a little bit of white all along the edges here. And it's going to blend in because it's just going to look distressed and like the rest of the pot, okay? So let's do that to the whole thing. It's much easier to do it like this rather than individual pieces because it's thicker. Easier to hold when it's thicker. That's the cutest pot I ever did see, you guys. Let's go ahead and get the front here. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my goodness. Now comes the magic. Is it gonna come together? Is it gonna come together with our little, that's a cute pot, you guys. Let's see if I can hold it. That's a cute, cute pot. I love it. So if you can perfect the, yes, it's in the shop. If you can perfect the, we may not even have room to put this moss in here. We're just gonna see. Let's stick these in here and then we will see if we need to do anything else. We might have to trim that a little bit more. I have them all facing me, so you guys are gonna see the backs. So just bear with me while I go through and maneuver these a little bit. Let's see, let's cut some of these down a little bit. That way they're different sizes. So I still think this one's pretty tall. We might not have wanted it that tall. This one's kind of tall too. So just make sure you leave your wire long enough so that if you want to maneuver it and cut it and make it thinner or shorter, you can definitely do that. I'm just kind of bending them like however you want to. In your card already, isn't it cute? I think it's super cute. Is this the same pot from the bunny with the carrots? So yes and no. It's the same pot, but I've made it to where you can have interchangeables in it, okay? And it's larger. This is larger. Definitely larger. Oh my goodness, I think this is adorable. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it to the front for you here in a minute and you guys will have the big reveal. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? Maybe these shouldn't go out too far. Maybe let's bring some of these out a little bit. Let's bring some of these out a little bit. Now, if you wanted this truly to be reversible, you can definitely paint the back side of these, okay? Paint the back side of them. Look at that. How cool is that, you guys? That is so cool. Does it look like a plant? I don't know, does it? Drum roll, please. I didn't do the drum roll. We should have. That would have been fun, right? So if you want this to truly be reversible, just paint the back side. Put maybe a couple of these on the back side. Here, let's just do it like this. Yeah, you could totally make this really reversible if you did the back side of these leaves. Yep, totally could. That way you could have this in the center of a room and you would be able to see both sides, okay? Because you can't see the back sides of those right now. Well, you can, but they're definitely not pretty because we didn't paint the back side. So we're gonna move these back to the front since I didn't paint the back side. It would be against the wall anyway for me. What y'all think? In my cart, well, maybe two. Well, remember, you get 20% off tonight through midnight, okay? So if you like it, tonight's the night to get the pot. And then obviously you probably have a stash of painter's tape in your, that's so cute, you guys. I'm gonna play with it a little bit more though. There we go. That's so cute. I love it. There you go. You got a flower pot now with plants in it. And it's called a snake plant or a mother's-in-law plant, whatever. I don't remember what it's called, but you all know. Yes, duct tape would work too. So the only thing with duct tape, it's gonna be a little bit shiny, so I would cover that with some chalk paint first. Yeah, I would definitely cover that with some chalk paint first. So cute, you guys. This was fun. Look, and you learned something different today. This one is too far that way, I think. There we go. Love it, love it, love it. There you go. Happy Friday, my friends. Happy Friday. I hope that this inspired you to get a little bit creative. Remember tonight that this is 20% off, this kit right here, just the little flower pot. Go make you some plants and paint them up, paint some tape up, look super cute. Remember, come and join us inside our subscription box group. This one is going to be really fun. This is what it is next month. I'll be sharing links and posting all the things, but this turned out fun and I'm glad you guys got to hang out with me tonight. So I love you guys. Have an amazing weekend and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.